I woke up with a pounding headache, my vision blurry and unfocused. The air was thick with the smell of incense and something metallic, like old blood. As my eyes adjusted, a chilling scene came into focus. I was lying on a cold stone table. Surrounding me were figures cloaked in dark robes, their faces hidden in the shadows of their hoods. Panic seized me. I tried to move, but my limbs were bound tight. I'd been kidnapped by a cult. My heart hammered against my ribs, each beat a frantic drum in the silent, cavernous room. One of the figures stepped forward, raising his arms to the ceiling. His voice, a low and raspy chant, echoed off the stone walls. "O Supreme Being, please take this sacrifice in sign of our gratitude." A collective hum rose from the others, a sound that vibrated deep in my chest. My mind raced. This was it. I was going to die, a sacrifice to some dark god. But in that moment of pure terror, a spark of desperate, insane clarity ignited within me. If they were praying to their god, maybe I should too. With every ounce of strength I had, I strained my neck, looked towards the ceiling, and screamed the same words, my voice cracking with fear. "O Supreme Being, please take this sacrifice in sign of our gratitude." The reaction was immediate and horrifying. The chanting stopped. Silence fell for a heartbeat, and then it was shattered by screams, not of devotion, but of agony. I twisted my head to see one of the cultists burst into black flames, his body contorting as he turned to ash. Then another, and another. The room filled with the sounds of their torment and the acrid smell of burning flesh. Within seconds, all of them were gone, reduced to smoldering piles on the floor. The room fell silent again, but this time the silence was heavier, more profound. A voice, ancient and vast, echoed not just in the room, but inside my own head. It was a sound that scraped against my sanity. "Thank you for that sacrifice," it rumbled. "It is rare that I get more than one person. You may leave." Relief, so potent it was nauseating, washed over me. My bonds fell away as if they had simply dissolved. I scrambled off the table, my legs weak and trembling. I stumbled towards the large wooden doors, my only thought to get out, to run and never look back. My hand was inches from the handle when the voice spoke again, freezing me in place. "Wait." I turned slowly, my blood running cold. The air in the center of the room began to shimmer and warp, twisting into impossible shapes. Darkness coalesced, pulling light into itself until a being materialized before me. It was a nightmare given form, a mass of writhing tentacles, eyes that were black voids, and a shape that defied all geometry. An eldritch horror? My mind recoiled, but I couldn't look away. "You are clever, mortal," the voice boomed from the creature. "Resourceful. I have a proposition for you." It offered me a deal. In exchange for bringing it more sacrifices, it would grant me unlimited resources, wealth, knowledge, occult power beyond my wildest dreams. I was horrified. "I can't just lead people to their deaths," I stammered, my voice barely a whisper. The being seemed to chuckle, a sound like grinding stones. "I do not ask for the innocent," it explained. "The world is full of parasites, murderers, abusers, those who prey on the weak. They are filth. Bring them to me. Cleanse the world of their stain, and you will be rewarded." It showed me images in my mind. A man who had built his empire on the suffering of children. A woman who had betrayed and destroyed countless lives for her own gain. The worst of humanity? The being assured me that every target it provided would be a monster deserving of their fate. I hesitated. Could I become a monster to hunt monsters? But then I thought of the power, the ability to make a real difference, to enact a justice the world's courts never could. With a deep, shaky breath, I agreed. The first name appeared in my mind a week later, accompanied by a flood of information. Marcus Thorne, a charismatic CEO, a beloved philanthropist in the public eye. But the knowledge the being gave me showed the truth. Thorne ran a human trafficking ring, exploiting the desperate and the vulnerable, his fortune built on their misery. The police couldn't touch him. He was too powerful, too well connected. But I could. My newfound resources were truly limitless. A new identity, untraceable funds, and access to places no ordinary person could reach. I began my hunt. I studied Thorn's routines, his habits, his weaknesses. He had a secret penthouse, a place not on any public record, where he conducted his most vile business. That would be my stage. Using my occult knowledge, I crafted a small, intricate glyph, a beacon. I paid a high-end escort, one of Thorn's regulars, an exorbitant amount of money to plant the device in his penthouse. She had no idea what it was, only that it was a corporate espionage device for a rival. Money erased her curiosity. The night came. I watched from a building across the street as Thorn arrived at the penthouse, a young, terrified-looking person in tow. My stomach churned with a mixture of rage and grim determination. I waited. Once they were inside, I began the ritual. I didn't need a stone table or a cult. All I needed was the connection the glyph provided. I closed my eyes and focused my will, pouring my energy into the link. I pictured the room, pictured Thorn, and I spoke the words, not with fear this time, but with cold, righteous fury. "O Supreme Being, please take this sacrifice in sign of our gratitude." Through my connection, I felt a sudden spike of otherworldly energy in the penthouse. I heard a scream, Thorn's scream. It was a sound of pure, unadulterated terror, and it was cut short abruptly. Then silence. The young person he had brought with him would be unharmed, disoriented, but safe. The being only took the one it was offered. A wave of power surged through me, a heady, intoxicating rush. It was knowledge, strength, a deeper connection to the shadows. Thorn was gone, vanished from the face of the earth as if he had never existed. His empire would crumble. His victims were free. I had done it. I opened my eyes, looking out at the city lights. This was my new life. Judge, jury, and executioner for the wicked. I was an instrument of a cosmic horror, a monster hunting other monsters. And as another name, another vile soul materialized in my consciousness, I felt no remorse, only a chilling sense of purpose. The world was full of shadows, and I was about to become the darkest one of all. Justice would be served, one sacrifice at a time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more tales from the shadows. See you next time.